I don't know, I just like people, just like them. And it was funny because when I drew them, uh, I can't do it anymore now, but when I would draw them, I'd really, go into a phase, when I was locked. And people liked my work, and I could never understand why, because they're really rough sketches. That's what I did. And I said, but you have who he is. And I couldn't see that because I was that, you know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, I can give you an example. I was over at, there was a bachelor's party. A guy was getting married the next day, and they were having a big time, and I was all by myself at this table, and I was just drawing the band is what I was doing, having a great time, all by myself. And some guy went by, and of course he's a little high, and he said, "Oh," he said, "you're an artist." And I said, "Oh yeah, I'm a top artist." And he said, "Well, how about drawing my picture?" I said, "Sure, sit down there." So I did a quick sketch, and he took it back. Well, then everybody liked it, and they all wanted, with party time, everybody wanted their picture drawn. So I was doing all these guys, and they were all having a great time. And this one guy sat down, and he was laughing and talking, and he came out really sad. And I looked at it, and I said, "I don't know why I have you so sad." And I'll never forget this. He said, you know what he said to me? He said, "Man, you'll never know what came down on me today." And that's sort of the tie-in with art with me. It's not doing a picture of somebody. It's getting to know somebody from the inside. I don't know how to explain that. The greatest gift I've ever gotten in life is sobriety. And it was totally undeserved. Absolutely. I didn't do one blooming thing as a young person to deserve it. When I walked through the doors of AA, I didn't know it at the time, but I like to say I walked through the portal into a whole different universe. And this is where I got sensitized to other people. And I started reading philosophy again. And I minored in philosophy at Notre Dame, but the most philosophy I've ever learned is around the tables of AA. For instance, we don't have to believe in God, but we have to believe in a power greater than ourselves. And whatever you want to call that. I remember I was on a 12-step call one time, and this guy was pretty bad shape, and he was drunk in bed, and he said, "And before we get started on any of this shit," he said, I don't want to hear anything about God." I said, I'm not asking you guys to help me with God or anything, because I don't believe in that stuff." And this guy was with me. He just lost his temper completely. He said, "Listen," he said, "your best thinking got you here. Do you like being here?" And I said, "Well, no, not exactly." He said, "Well, your best thinking got you here, and you're going to listen to what other people have to say they got sober and how they got sober." And he said, "See that radiator over there?" He said, "That's your higher power until you figure things out. Because right now, that radiator knows more about getting sober than you do." So, and it was just, blunt from the heart. And that's the kind of sermons people understand. I know this to be true, absolutely, without a doubt, and from the bottom of my heart. The most powerful force in the world is love. And I've seen it work in many, many things. And uh, one of my daughters was addicted and died of addiction. We always lost our temper with her. She had tremendous family support, but you just get frustrated and scream, and scream at yourself, scream at every, just you, and the big, "Can't you see what you're doing to yourself?" Blah 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 blah. And her Buddhist sister, never once screamed at her, never once got upset. The only thing she'd say is, "How do you feel, Peg?" And when it really came down to fish or cut bait, she turned to Peggy and said, "Peggy, will you go away with me over Thanksgiving weekend?" And she said yes without hesitation. She knew that unconditionally that Brady was looking out for her because she never criticized her. All she did was love her. Love. Love. Better than all the doctors, all the hot shots at AA, all the programs and everything else. Love. That's what did it.